I didn't notice him standing there in the hallway. Not until it was far too late. Not until the words had already slipped out of my mouth. Not until the door quietly clicked shut behind him, the last sound he left in my life before disappearing without a single word. My name is Natalie, and this is the story of how I ruined the best relationship I ever had. All because I couldn't let go of something, or someone, from my past. It began like any other slow, uneventful Saturday. My best friend Claire had come over for our usual coffee and gossip ritual. We sat in the kitchen chatting about her new boyfriend, work drama, and eventually, the conversation drifted, as it always did, to Jake. My boyfriend of 2 years. Jake is, the kind of man who makes the world seem gentler. Steady, sincere, unfailingly kind. The type of person who memorizes your coffee order, scratches your back without being asked, and folds your laundry just because he's already doing his. He was the kind of love I should have clung to with both hands. But here's the part I'm ashamed of. I was still in love with someone else. His name was Adam. My ex. The one who tore me apart 3 years ago. He cheated, disappeared, reappeared just long enough to confuse me, and vanished all over again. Our history was messy, toxic, painful. Yet for reasons I still don't fully understand, I never let him go, not entirely. Jake knew Adam had existed. I hadn't hidden that. But what he didn't know was how much Adam still occupied space in my mind. He didn't know that on sleepless nights, I would scroll through Adam's Instagram. That I kept a playlist that reminded me of him. That I sometimes let my thoughts drift to what might have been, if Adam had stayed and been a better man. So when Claire, completely unaware of the storm in my chest, casually asked over coffee, "Do you think you'll marry Jake someday?" I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it struck a nerve. I took a slow sip from my mug and said, recklessly, selfishly, "I don't think I'll ever love him the way I loved Adam." Claire blinked at me. "Wait, what?" I shrugged, trying to downplay the weight of it. "Jake's wonderful. Truly. But that thing I had with Adam? That fire. You can't fake that. It was chaos, yeah, but it was real. I don't feel that with Jake." What I didn't realize was that Jake had come home early, quietly parked, stepped inside without a sound, and had stood just beyond view, in the hallway, long enough to hear everything. He didn't say a word, didn't barge in, didn't shout or demand to know what I meant. He just left. Silently. Completely. I only figured it out when I noticed the little signs, his keys missing from the bowl near the door, his shoes gone from their usual spot, and in his car, still parked outside, a bag from our favorite bakery, untouched, with 2 croissants sitting on the passenger seat. That's when I knew. He'd heard me. I called him immediately. Straight to voicemail. I texted once, then again, over and over, first calmly, then desperately. "Hey, where are you? Can we talk? Please come home." No reply. Claire stayed over that night. She kept trying to reassure me. "Maybe he didn't hear everything," she said. "Maybe he just needed some space." But I knew better. The next morning, I woke up to a single message. 5 words. That's all it said. "I heard you. I'm done." No questions. No fury. No request for clarification. Just finality. That's when I broke. I mean really broke. I couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep. I kept looping that moment in the kitchen, over and over in my head, trying to imagine a version where I'd kept my mouth shut. Where I hadn't said what I said. But there wasn't one, because I had said it. And at the time, I'd meant every word. The days crawled by, painfully slow. Jake never came back. And honestly, I understood. I didn't fault him for leaving. But here's the twisted truth. Once he was gone, something shifted inside me. Adam vanished from my mind like smoke. All the memories I had obsessed over, the late-night conversations, the spontaneous drives with no destination, the heated arguments that ended in tangled apologies, they stopped feeling important. It was like revisiting an old favorite film from childhood and realizing it wasn't as good as you remembered. The magic was gone. Adam had been a drug I couldn't quit. But Jake was the cure I threw away. 2 weeks after it all ended, I bumped into Jake's sister, Emily, at a bookstore. The hug we shared was brief and clumsy. I could see in her face that she wasn't sure whether to comfort me or curse me. I told her the truth. That I missed him. That I was sorry. That I'd screwed everything up. She looked me straight in the eye and said something I'll never forget. He didn't need you to love him the way you loved Adam. He just needed you to love him completely. It landed harder than any harsh word could have. Because she was right. Jake had offered me everything, his patience, his loyalty, his whole heart. And I gave him whatever pieces I had left over. That night, I sat down and wrote him a letter. A real one. Pen, paper, the works. No screens, no emojis. Just ink and honesty. I told him everything. How I used to think love had to feel like chaos to be real. How I believed that passion had to come with pain. How wrong I was. And how, in trying to guard my own heart, I'd ended up crushing his. I told him I didn't expect forgiveness. That I didn't deserve it. But if he ever wanted to talk, I'd be here. Quietly. Willing. He never responded. Months later, I heard through a mutual friend that Jake had relocated to a new city. He'd taken a job with a non-profit. He was dating again. Someone new. Someone who, from what I've heard, makes him laugh, challenges him, and loves him the way he always deserved to be loved, with everything she has. As for me, I'm learning how to live with the silence I caused. I go on dates, but I don't jump in head first anymore. I'm in therapy now. I've stopped crafting imaginary letters to Adam in my head. I even deleted the playlist. But I kept Jake's letter, the one I sent too late. Not because I'm hoping he'll come back, but because it reminds me of what love really is. Love isn't drama. It's not fireworks and chaos and heartbreak. It's consistency. It's presence. It's choosing someone, day after day, with your whole heart. If you're hearing this, whoever you are, I hope you take this to heart. Don't waste your love on someone who already walked away. And don't wait until you've lost someone to finally see their worth. Because sometimes, the most devastating heartbreak is the one you cause yourself.